Welcome to On the Internet with Jason, a podcast where we explore the latest headlines, news, and interesting topics we find on the internet. Here's your host, Jason Harris.
What up, guys? How's everyone doing? Or how do I normally do this? Hey, what's going on, Podcast Nation? This is Jason Harris. Today, I got Jeff Tessier with me.
How's everybody doing this morning?
From another mother. And my brother. You know, people told us we look alike.
Yes, they do.
People have said, "Are you guys brothers?" I don't know why. Maybe because we just kind of have that kind of toothpaste looking, style design about us. And of course, we have the so famous Austin, aka
Hello.
Mr. Amazing.
Yeah.
Hey guys, for everyone out there watching, listening, thanks for joining us on today's show. I know Austin's got something pretty cool prepped for us today. What do we jam about, Austin?
Yeah, we're just gonna start off with some news in the automotive industry. Let's start off with this here. News broke that Tesla in the month of July outsold Toyota in California.
I love headlines. Don't you love headlines? No, I wish I could be the guy that just comes up with headlines. You know what I mean?
Attention grabbers. Yeah.
I just think there's a few jobs out there that I think have just always been so cool. Like the guy that just comes up with the headlines, that would be cool. Another cool job I always thought would be so interesting to have is the guy or gal that comes up with the names of colors for cars.
Yeah.
Like, someone actually has that job position. Like that's their actual role is to
study the color and come up with
yeah. I remember this one. I remember this years and years ago. Chrysler had this pickup truck, great looking truck, right? And it came in kind of this burnt orange. Of course, I'm kind of fascinated with that. But the color was called Mango Tango. And I was just like, there's a disconnect in the audience here. Who? Because you can just imagine showing up one day, say, Jay,
what color is that?
Truck. Oh, yeah. I got the brand new Mango Tango. Anyways, it fascinates me how people get these unique jobs. Another one is obviously this headline right here. Like, isn't that kind of like a duh? Have you seen how many problems Toyota's been having with production lately? I mean, it doesn't surprise me that Tesla goes and outsells them in California. But I always got to think, like, what's the point? Like, it's just PR? Like, did Tesla just go and pay for that just so they can just throw another punch out? Tesla's an amazing PR company. You got to give them props for that, right?
Yes.
I don't know. Would you, Jeff, if you were a consumer and you saw that headline?
I don't think it would even grab my attention, really, to be honest.
Right? Let's just say we're in market for an SUV. What's the cheapest SUV Tesla sells?
Model X. 75K for you guys? I don't know.
About what? 70,
100K here
versus a $40,000 Highlander. I don't know. Okay, I get it. It's cool, nice headline, but and of course, there's a little baity into it. Is there anything in particular in that article that actually stuck out for you, Austin?
I mean, yeah, it's a little bit biased because it's California. Like of course, California is going to be.
Well, yeah, good point.
And then you got to add in that element, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that's a good representation of the entire country, but yeah, that's California.
Speaking of EVs in California, whenever I think of California and EV and electric vehicles, I actually don't think of Tesla. What I actually think of is, do you guys remember that Arnold Schwarzenegger spoof when he was a car salesman and he's trying to sell people electric vehicles? No, he's trying to sell them gas vehicles, not electric vehicles. So these unknowing, customers come in looking for an electric vehicle, and here comes Arnold Schwarzenegger out in disguise with a mustache, you don't know it's him. And some people don't recognize him. It's hilarious. It's a great video. You got to watch it. Make sure we post it up at some point, Austin. But he's trying to convince everybody how EV is a horrible choice.
What are you looking for?
We're looking for like electric, fuel efficient, like quiet.
I have exactly what you're looking for.
What do you think, huh? How about this, huh?
And they should go with the gas guzzling Hummer. You don't want to be a weenie on the road. That guys, I don't even know what the hell that was. That was like my best Arnold impression. I apologize. But yes, California and electric vehicles makes sense.
Speaking
I got
of,
nothing else to add to it. It's a good one. Okay, we got another
let's
EV
go.
one. Let's go here. Let's go.
Yeah, speaking of EVs, so we could talk about Vinfast real quick.
Oh, that was crazy.
So Vinfast valuation is now at $86 billion
Yeah.
and is now worth more than Ford and GM, even after it tanked 19%.
Wow.
I think that's a pretty high evaluation considering where the deliveries are right now. I mean, they're really pushing to get things moving, but I know in Canada they just launched maybe about a month ago. The US was probably forced into it maybe a bit more, but they launched their stock just the other day. I caught this on the news last night as well with that, and they were saying that Ford and GM, I think, were the closest next at $50 billion, and they've been around a lot longer, right? So for most startups, when they come out, their IPOs are quite high, and then, obviously they're going to start to look at not just tangibles of what the future might bring, but actual deliverables in there. Is that going to sustain is going to be the question.
Yeah.
So, I mean, let's take a look today. As of right now, VinFast is trading under VFS, I believe it is.
But I mean, come on, dude. It's kind of a joke to compare these two. I just Googled it super quick. I mean, VinFast is going to sell approximately 50,000 cars this year.
Yeah, super high valuation. I mean,
Ford is going to sell over 4 million cars. Why the hell are these two names even in the same article? Like, I don't even know, valuation. Who the hell is valuating it? My son's.
It's already down another almost 10% right now this morning already. So it's trading at $27 a share right now.
All right, I don't know. These valuations.
You'll see it come out high, and then it'll.
No, I know
dip
we've seen
down
this
and
before, though.
stabilize.
We've seen this before, but on some of there was another manufacturer, another EV one that I can't remember off the top of my head, came out swinging with this monster valuation, and it just reminds me of just Web 1.0. Back when it's just like if you just kind of had like a good idea, not even a real company. Right. But if you had like a good idea in like 99, 98, 2000, 2001, like if you just smelled like you were like a good idea, you were valuated at like $4 billion or something like that.
Well, it's the excitement around it, I think, that's really driving that right now. But
I don't know. The fact that you can sell
speculation can be a big problem in that area.
monster speculation. I don't even know how you can compare that. You got a company that can sell and produce, let's say at best 100,000 cars. All right, this year, and then you're going to compare them to a company that will produce over 4 million cars. Like,
Crazy.
I don't even I can just imagine the guys at Ford just going oh God, did you feel that? Mosquito bite just hit me. You know what I mean? That was Vinfast, the mosquito, by the way. If you guys are watching, you listen to the audio. I'm messing around here a little bit, but that's Vinfast compared to Ford is like a mosquito bite. So again, another good headline. I'm in the wrong business. I need to write headlines for a living.
But apparently they've been getting some pretty bad reviews too, with software malfunctions and just like a sort of feels like they're a little bit cheap in the production and squeaky doors and just a lot of malfunction. So it's mind blowing that they're valued higher than Ford and GM.
You know what I will have to say, Jeff? Do you remember? Because I don't remember when this happened. When squeaky doors became one of the definitive points of quality. At one point, no, there was. And I'm sure it was
Oh,
probably.
I remember growing up, they all squeaked. It was like a thing. You used to replace the bushings in the pin.
That's how I knew my dad was home. Like, I mean, I could just hear the door open, or he had this old Buick Skylark, and I knew he was home, not because I could hear the car, because I could go, clunk, like that was. But it's so funny though, because like over the years, and this is not like just with this company, this is with seems like with everybody. For some reason, there's somebody out there that does a squeaky door test. All right. And based on the squeaky door test, it will determine kind of a level of quality of your product. And I just think it's hilarious. It's a marketing. I'm sure it's marketing. At some point in time, one of the manufacturers, came out with maybe it was Mercedes. Was it Mercedes that came out with the quiet door? Remember when it doesn't shut all the way, but it brings itself in?
Yeah, the self close or like the auto close.
Auto close. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a thing.
Where,
I mean, luxury cars. I don't know if it was Mercedes that first came out with it or not, but
was it
yeah, that was a
Lexus
thing
maybe?
back in
Maybe it
the
was Lexus back
late
in like
'90s,
the
early
first LS.
2000s.
Yeah. That was it had to be a marketing thing. I can't remember which manufacturer did it, but one of them had the quiet door. Like it would just, you could close it, but it would kind of close just partly, but then it would kind of suck itself the last like quarter of an inch in. It's like the I just got a new kitchen remodel. It's like
just like
the
your
drawers
kitchen.
in my kitchen. It's like I close it and then it just goes. It's the coolest thing ever. I love watching it.
Well, it breaks and you got to pay for it.
I'm just curious though, who came up with this? Because
Yeah, it's a good question.
it's a marketing genius. Like, just, I mean, yes, if your door squeaks, you must not be driving a quality car. Like, I want to know who came up with that, because bravo. Anyway, sorry. What else is wrong with the cars? Okay, electronics, squeaky doors. Is anything exploding?
Sure.
Is anything catching on fire? And just randomly
not yet.
explode? Okay. All right. So we're okay.
But yeah, like just basic like air conditioning and a lot of software glitches.
Yeah, I think you're going to see that obviously with any kind of startup, right? If we go back and look at Tesla, even today, they're still suffering under quality issues, right? So, I mean, to me, that's normal with a startup.
Guys, I honestly find higher quality in a Honda Civic than I do a Tesla.
Yeah.
Like just fit and trim and fit and stuff like that. Like I don't. But again, that's not what you're buying.
And bringing a car to a whole new market where you're not competing, right? That's going to got to be a learning curve. I couldn't imagine trying to map out all these things. It's how they're going to deal with it that's going to redefine the future for them, I think, is really the problem, right? Because they have the same model as Tesla, whereby they are not really having dealers, right? They're going to have service locations that you can service valet or something like that, and over-the-air updates they're going to try to do. So see how well they execute on it. That'll be the question.
Well, that's the kicker, right? I mean, everyone's going to have some problems. I mean, look at the Ford, even though they build over 4 million cars, all right, will still had problems with the electric F-150, right? Same problems. I don't know if it was squeaky doors, but there were over the air update problems. There were some programming problems. Like it's just it's just going to be kind of somewhat expected. But to your point, Jeff, it's I'm excited to see. I love new competition. I love one new competition. And by the way, the cars are sexy. If you guys haven't looked these things up, you need to go take a look at these things.
Looks pretty
They're good looking cars. Me and Jeff saw them at the auto show. Got in them, touched them. I was concerned about just like would tall or big people fit in these things. They were actually, it felt to me like a very well thought out North American vehicle. The way that it was designed and the size of it and everything. So I think it's a cool looking car. Hopefully it'll work out. But again, it's only as good as how well they can execute on it. And I think so far they're executing well. I mean, I guess, of course, to the fifth grade teacher valuation at $85 billion.
Clearly.
Who the hell where do you even come up with that money? Like, it was 80. I did get that right, Austin, right?
86 billion, I believe.
86.
You're off by $1 billion.
Shit. That's why they don't get me to evaluate these things.
It's too bad you can't cash a check for that, eh? Like, we'll be evaluated for $2.4 million. I'll cash the check and see you later.
86 billion. Okay, cool. They're good looking cars. I like them. I do.
Nice, yeah.
I think they'll actually do quite well. But yeah, good fun. All right, what other headlines you got for me? I love headlines. God, I wish that was just a job I should have taken. I just don't remember.
They didn't.
I
My
don't
guidance
remember
counselor
that
didn't
class.
mention that to me when I was growing up.
I don't remember that class in college. Bullshit headlines. 101. I don't.
All right.
You got any other headlines for us? But we are headline
good.
readers. We all do it. I mean, I'm the same. I can admit I'll read a headline and take it for what it is.
I'm going to get you guys to guess the top 5 selling cars in the US in this year.
As far in 22, now that's going to be tough because top selling, and you're talking about volume, right? So numbers, actual top selling numbers.
Yes.
So this is going to have to be based on who actually could
Deliver cars. Yeah.
right? I mean,
Not just build. Yeah, I mean,
build them and deliver them. That's true.
delivering
There's
them,
some delivery problems now as well, right? There were some port problems. I know just last month there were port problems, right?
Well, that affected more up here probably than the U.S. But still, I mean, there's been port problems down on yours in the U.S. for the last couple of years, right?
Okay,
Congestion.
so I got to think about not the actual car that should be selling right now, but the car that have been. Well, it's definitely going to be I'm going to say a Ram pickup for sure. It has to be in the top 5. That would be my guess. Ram pickup definitely.
Are we saying manufacturers, Austin, or are we saying actual vehicle?
We'll do manufacturer and vehicle.
Manufacturer and vehicle. Well, the Ram pickup for sure has to be in that list. I mean, I've seen those things everywhere right now. Who else hasn't been having manufacturer problems, Jeff? Well, Tesla. I mean, how many times have you read that just in the last, several months or something like that? They don't seem to have a problem delivering vehicles right now. I can go online and order one. I'm trying to think who else. I think, would GM be on the list for anything?
I don't know if I wonder if the domestics have overtaken the imports again. Is that possible?
It definitely is possible. If I was going to say the top 5, I'm going to say the big 3 are in the top 5. So I
wouldn't think they're not.
They're all trucks,
but I don't think they'd be number 1. Like,
no, but I bet you they're all trucks though. I bet you the F-150, the Ram 1500, and the Silverado are all in the top 5. Is this globally, by the way, or is this North America?
This is US.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to say for sure the top 3. I don't think it imports even in the top 5 right now.
I would say that.
I would say Tesla is.
Hyundai's got to be up in the top 5.
Hyundai. Which car though?
I don't know which car.
Tucson. All right, I'm going to go with that. Let's go with that. We're going to go with that 5. I'm going to go Tesla. I don't know. Let's say Model 3 or the X. Isn't that biggest production?
Well, Model 3 is really taken off.
Okay, so let's go to the Model 3. I'm going to go with the Chevy Silverado, Ram 1500, the F-150, and what did I say? Hyundai. Which one? Which one? You think the Tucson? All right, let's go Tucson.
I don't know about that, but.
And I'll get you to guess the number 1. Like, which one do you think is number 1?
I'm going to say the Ram 1500 because that's what I've seen the most of all of our all the traveling I've done since the beginning of this year. Seems like the most I've seen in inventory on ground at a dealership is the Ram 1500.
I've seen lots at dealerships, but I mean, Canada's a little different than the US too. So I don't know.
Yeah. It's not too far off.
I'm going to say the Ford F-150.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we got Ford versus Ram.
I really can't
here.
know. I don't know.
What do you got? Do we need a drum roll? Do I need like a
drum roll, please?
That wasn't it. Maybe it's this one.
Number 1 selling car.
Okay, we'll use that one.
Ford
It is.
F-Series.
Oh, I see F-Series.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I can't use that kind of language. We can edit that out.
Look at that. Look at that. 382,000 units sold. Yeah. That doesn't surprise me. All right. What's number 2? Did I come in number 2? Where's
Chevy
the
Silverado?
Oh, BS. Really?
There's a Ram in here.
Okay.
Number
I think
3.
Number
is the
3
Ram.
is the Ram. Oh, jeez.
Dodge has been doing a good
Look at that,
job
dude.
of
The big
stuffing their
3.
dealers.
I called that, right? I said the domestics, the big 3, will be in the top 5 for sure because they seem to have it. Imports are the ones that are struggling. All right, what do you got for number 4?
Tesla Model Y.
Oh,
Why?
Okay, I said the 3. All right.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah.
Okay, then why? All right, that makes sense.
And number 5, Toyota RAV4.
Wow.
Really? I haven't seen a single freaking one on the lot. Have you, Jeff?
No.
I mean, you know what? Maybe.
I mean, I know they're getting cars and delivering them out. So maybe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Maybe they pre-sold 100 and 200,000 units. When these things are coming in, they're just going out.
know.
I would have never guessed. I would have said an import wouldn't have made it into the top 5. But hey, someone squeaked in there.
So this is just by model, though, right? That's interesting.
Yeah, but if you live in California, Tesla outsold Toyotas. Well, I guess here it did too, actually.
Interesting.
I love it. That's fun. What else you got for headlines? What do you got? Give me something juicy. You got any juicy headlines?
Juicy.
Jeff, isn't that what's my kids call that? That's the new term, by the way. Did you know that, Jeff?
Is that? I don't know. My kids are too young to know
It's
terms.
juicy. It's not cool anymore.
It's
Austin,
juicy.
that's right. Isn't that what right? That's what the kids say, right, Austin?
Juicy? Yeah, it's been around for a while.
Oh, has it been around? Okay, maybe I'm
That's what the kids used to say, Jay.
what they used to say. I was out fishing.
They probably just say Jay now or something like that.
I don't know. They just make a grunting noise. It's not even a word anymore. All right.
Here's the
Hieroglyphics of it all.
2024 Hyundai Santa Fe.
This looks
Let me know
badass.
what you think?
You know what I will say?
I mean, the
Hyundai's
color
been-
is definitely not my first choice, but that's a cool looking car.
I mean, from the side to me, it looks like a Range Rover. I don't know. The interior also to me said very much so Range Rover. I mean, to me this feels like a Korean Range Rover. I don't know. That's kind of what I thought when I first saw it. I will say though, I've always loved Hyundai's like boldness in design. You know, I mean, I remember what was it, 09 when the Sonata came out? Like for a sedan, now we're all used to seeing the Sonata, but in 2009, when that car came out, it had lines that none of the other sedans could even get close to.
Yeah.
Right? It was a very
Always been a
very-
stylish car too, right? Before that,
Yeah, it was 09 when they came out, right? The new body, I think so.
the new body, yeah.
Right? Yeah. This to me, it's again, I think it's Hyundai's approach to continue to elevate their product. You know, as long as they can build engines that don't explode and you know stuff like that, then I think they'll be okay. I don't think they explode. What was the problem with the engines? They just seize? I can't remember. But I think recently, how many engines? Was it a couple 100,000 or 500,000 engines that they just went and replaced or something like that? I know I was talking to some Hyundai dealers and they were just like, they were doing like at least, some of them were doing 4 or 5 engines a week. Some of them were doing 4 or 5 engines a day.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, so, but no, I think from a design, I think from a quality perspective, I've been impressed with them.
You know, that's an interesting story with Hyundai. I worked with a guy at my previous job who was at a Hyundai store for a while in the heart and heat of that engine starting to fail thing. And, you know, he had been at an import dealer prior to that, Japanese company, for like 15 years. And it was a struggle to get customers, you know, loyalty and all these different things, right? Love the cars, but they tend to migrate away. He would see customers on the regular with a vehicle with like 104,000 kilometers and the engine would be blown up at a Hyundai dealer. They'd go right up front and buy another one.
Yep.
And it was just unbelievable. Well, I think they captivated
dynamics
the market, right?
Yeah, I think the driving dynamics are solid. The amount of technology that you get for the money,
get for the value, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I remember at some point in time they had some features in there that you wouldn't find in $100,000 Mercedes, not in a $40,000,
Elantra or
so like, yeah. I mean, it's as long as they get past their engine problems, then but that's every
Nothing to hurt them.
I mean, all manufacturers gone through pains like that. But
Yeah.
I think from a design perspective, is this one leading like design? Like, is it leading? I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I mean, obviously the boxiness style has kind of been a thing for the last little bit, but they've taken it to a whole new level there. It's interesting around the wheel arches, they've really decided to box angle them in, like
Yeah,
maybe
it's the
hexagon
Sequoia.
shape.
Did you see the
So,
new
yeah.
new
So
Sequoia does
it's
that?
interesting that they've chosen that route. I mean, that line doesn't appeal to me, but I mean the masses might. And the general overall boxiness and larger SUV style. Look at the Grand Wagoneer; they've gone to that way.
Yep.
Palisade already looks like that pretty much. Most of the SUVs today are kind of going that, like you said, Land Rover. That they want to emulate that big roominess, right? So
Yes. I love the
looks-
fact that we're
it looks
getting back
huge.
to
I mean,
this
I don't know what
bigger,
size it is,
roomy,
but-
like me. I love driving big cars, so like I love the fact that we're actually getting back to like bigger.
Going back to the roots, yeah.
I remember my parents' first Suburban. It was like 70 feet long or something like that.
The permit to get it around town.
Like you could fit like a queen's. I remember you could fit like a queen size mattress in the back of that thing and go to the drive-in and just like lay in the back. You know what I mean? Like, and still be able to sit up front. Like, it was ridiculous. I'll tell you the one though car I'm looking forward to, and I think from a design perspective, I think it's pretty well. Maybe because it's got I love reboots. I love reboots. Is the Toyota Land Cruiser. They recently announced that it is built off a vehicle that's already being produced in Australia. So it's got it's not an entirely new powertrain or platform, but I've always been a fan of the Land Cruiser, and the fact that they're bringing it back, I'm pretty excited. I just love seeing big cars come back, big SUVs. That's all I got for you today, guys. This has been a lot of fun. Hey, for everybody out there watching, listening right now, we really appreciate you taking the time to check this out. If you'd like to see more content like this, please head up the website. It is strategywithjason.com. We appreciate you guys taking the time to check that out. We don't get paid to do this show. We actually do this out of just the goodness of our heart and our love and passion for the industry. So we appreciate you sharing. If we had to ask anything from anybody out there, all right, we would love for you, if you see something that you like and you got some value of it, hit that button, share that button. All right, share it with some friends or colleagues out there. Thanks, guys, for taking the time to watch the video. Everyone have a wonderful day. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to On the Internet with Jason. To stay up to date with all our content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Happy podcasting.